Hello, my name is Lenka from Lenka is Puzzling, and this is going to be another building video. Today we are going to be building a Clementoni called 80s Nostalgia. It looks like this, it's 1,000 pieces, and I think this one is going to be so much fun. It's definitely going to be kind of a pick and place for me because there's so many elements again that I can just see the puzzle piece and just know where it goes. So I love those kinds of puzzles where you don't necessarily need to do like a big sections, but you can just put the pieces in there. Yeah, so I cannot wait to do this one. I hope Clementoni is like a well-known company to pretty much everyone. But if you have never done Clementoni, I'm going to do this in the same style as if I don't know the company. So we're going to look at the pieces, at the quality and all of that. So this one, if we open it up, Clementoni doesn't come or didn't come, because now they do. So they didn't come with posters. The new boxes are smaller and they do have posters, even for 500 pieces. So this one is still the old style box. And also, if you know, I'm looking at the box, does the logo for Clementoni and remind anyone of the Baby Bell cheese? Because I remember like an ad in somewhere on TV probably, where they like open it up like this. And it just, every time I see Clementoni's logo, I think Baby Bell. Anyways, so this one doesn't have the poster, but it does have a huge image on front of the box with no interruptions. Everything is put away from the image, nothing is over it, so you can clearly see what you're puzzling, which I like. And then we have the puzzle pieces in just a regular bag that is only one use. We have some information that seems to be in French. That's weird because, but yeah, it's French. Because Clementoni is Italian brand. So if there was just one language, I would expect it to be Italian. Maybe this was supposed to be for the French market, but ended up in Czech Republic. I don't know. And then we have online puzzle assistants with multiple languages. There's English, German, Italian, Spanish, French, Polish. I don't know what PT is. What can be PT? Portugal? And Netherlands. And oh, there's more languages even on the back. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be telling you all of these. But what we do have, what I find really helpful sometimes, is the number of pieces for all of their puzzles from 1,000 pieces up. So 1,000 pieces is actually 1,008, but 1,000 pieces panorama is 990. So if you do a panorama, you're actually doing fewer pieces. 1,500 is 15 and 4, 2,000 is 1998, 3,000 pieces is 3,008, 6,000 is 6,016, and 13,200 is 13,224. So that's very helpful. I would be interested to know if 500 is exactly 500 or if there's some shenanigans as well with this. But yeah, that's nice of them to include, because this is the information for you if you are missing a piece. And I guess they only replace pieces or puzzles for 1,000 and up. So that's why they give you only those numbers. I did actually recently, I'm gonna just spill these. I did actually recently have a strange experience with Clementoni when I bought a new puzzle in store and it was sealed and everything. Like the stickers were all beautifully closed. There were double stickers though, so I found that weird, but I was like, okay, maybe the machine went a little crazy, never mind. And then I opened the puzzle and I spilled the pieces out, and it was definitely not the puzzle that I bought. The bag of puzzle pieces that was inside was something else. So I obviously didn't know what it was, because there was a little poster, that was the puzzle it was supposed to be, but then the pieces were not. So I did build it, and it was one of the Relax series that they do in the small boxes where you get the Spotify playlist for relaxing songs. And the one that was in there was another Relax puzzle. So I was like, well, this is strange. I did actually want to do the one I bought, obviously. So, okay, well, these puzzles are really cheap in my country, so I wasn't really too bothered. But I was like, well, maybe it would be nice to let Clementoni know that this happened, just so they have the information if anybody else comes to them, or maybe they want to recall the whole line of these, or the badge or something. So I emailed them through their little form on the side, and I was like, hey, just to let you know, this happened to me. This is the numbers of the badge on the back, because each badge has these kind of numbers. So just to let you know, this is, you know, what just happened to me. And they emailed me back and they said if I have a proof of purchase of this puzzle. So that to me seemed like they wanted to replace it, but I bought it at a grocery store with my groceries, so I didn't keep the receipt of that. So I was like, no, I don't have proof of purchase, but I'm not asking you to replace it. I just wanted to let you know that this badge is bad. And they thanked me and said that they will pass this information on to somebody who might actually do something about it. So I don't know what will come of that. I don't think anything for me. I don't think anything that I would ever find out about, but maybe it will help them. So that was interesting. And yeah, their customer service, I made the form thing in the evening, and the next morning I had an answer, and during the same day I had the next answer. So they are very fast and very efficient. Anyways, I spilled the pieces here. We have just like minimal puzzle dust in the bag, and at the bottom of the box I'm not really seeing anything. These are just regular size, nothing crazy, nothing too too small or too big. They are pretty nice and thick, not really much that you can do to them. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could bend this, but I don't want to. So you won't accidentally hurt these pieces, it's just if you really try. So we have the standard shape. We have 3 outs, 1 in. We have 2 and 2 next to each other. And yeah, we have 3 in, 1 out. What I love about Clementoni is that they have like a really specific cut. These are all just regular grit cut, but the prongs are so I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to blow my nose. Otherwise I would never stop sneezing. And it's not the puzzle's fault. I'm allergic to one of my cats. And sometimes I end up sneezing quite a lot. But it's okay. That's fine. Okay, well. Yeah, so the cut. The prongs are all so different that you, just by looking at the pieces, you can tell where they go. So if I show you this piece, there's going to be obviously some huge prong that goes into this. Then we have this, which is like really to the side, so you can definitely tell. Then there's these that look quite regular. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of just different cut prongs so that you really can tell these apart very easily. So even if you would have just like one color background or something like that, or just a huge part of the image would be one color, you would still be able to very easily tell which is which and where every piece goes. I've never seen a false fit with Clementoni because of this, because their prongs are so different. Also, they are a little shiny. I mean, they have the woven like texture on them, but they are shinier than, for example, truffle would be. But nothing crazy. I do have artificial light today because it is really gloomy outside, even though it's the morning, like it's really dark. So you will see how we go with this under the lights. I'm pretty sure that I've built some Clementoni under artificial light because I've built a lot of Clementonis. I love this brand, I love their images, although they do have a lot of photos, which is not my favorite, but you can find great illustrated pictures as well from them. So I will start this and we'll see how long this is going to take me. I'm not expecting too long because this does look very, very doable. And even if, you know, I end up with a lot of the like black background here, like I said, with the prongs, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna start sorting, get out the edges and maybe one or two of the elements just so I can start with something easy, and yeah, let's do it. the puzzle is done. And I must say, it was just great fun. I really enjoyed putting this together. I was not born in the 80s. I was born in 1990 exactly. So the 80s nostalgia shouldn't really do anything for me. But most of these things are something that I remember from my childhood. So either these things stuck around, or it's because I was in Czech Republic and maybe we were a little bit behind. So all of the 80s things were 90s for us. I don't know. But like the Slinky, that watch we definitely had. Cassette tapes, you know, films for your camera, that kind of phone, like, yeah, all of these things. Even the things on the keys that you would make. I mean, these ones look like they are made from some kind of yarn maybe, and mine were made of plastic, but the way to make them definitely stayed around. And like those big headphones, all of that stuff. Yeah, it's my 90s, I don't know. But this was so much fun. I did end up having quite a few of the background pieces, not quite a few of the background pieces left in the end. But what you might not notice from the image on the box, the background actually has different colors. So it's a little bit red there, it's a little bit more purple here, it's totally yellow over there, and then it's black in a few more spots. So you actually do have something to guide you to where you can put the pieces in. So that helped a lot. And yeah, things like the chips and the tape taken out of the cassette, they were a little bit annoying because that's just like a big blob of something, but it was still doable because of the cut. I keep telling you, Clementoni has, I think, probably the best cut to me, because they really have so many different shapes and sizes to the prongs that you can always tell. You just, if you look, you actually can tell where something goes. So yeah, I enjoyed this so much. I love Clementoni also because they have such a wide range of images, of sizes. I know that they make children's puzzles. I have 300, 500 from them, and then they do thousands, 1500s, 2000, 3000s. I don't know what is the biggest Clementoni. I do know that they make the 13,000. I don't know if they go any bigger. But like, yeah, they have a huge range of things you can choose from. They have drawn images, they have photos, they have everything, and they're just great. And I know that you probably know Clementoni well enough on your own. You don't need me to convince you to go and buy a Clementoni puzzle, because they are very, very available everywhere, I think. They definitely are not just... Or are they? Are they available in America? If you are in the US, let me know, because that might be one thing, that if you are in the United States, you might not have Clementoni available to you that much. But since they are European brand, here they are just, I'm guessing everywhere, because I see Clementoni being mentioned in other people's videos as well that are in other countries. So I'm gonna guess that that's the case. But yeah, oh my god, I had so much fun doing this one. I will not be keeping this in my collection. I don't think I loved it as much as some others, and the space is really limited, so I have to be really strict about what stays and what goes. If I had more space, this would definitely stay, but yeah, this way I don't think it will. But I loved this. It was so fun. It did take me like 3 hours on the time lapse. Let's see, 2:42. And I was really slow in the morning, so I would even say like an hour on the flipping and the sorting, because I was just taking my time with it. I wasn't rushing at all. So even with that, it's less than 4 hours to build this 1,000 piece, which is really great. And that's because of how the image was put together, where you really have no dead space at all. So let's take a look at it. It's going to be a little darker because in the meantime, while I was building it, oh yeah, that's another thing. I made lunch, but that was before I started the video. But then I did do 2 sets of laundry. So yeah, now it's a little darker here because we have the sheets being dried there. So it's casting a shadow from the window. But this is what it looks like. It's really cool puzzle. I really like all of the different elements on it. But yeah, like I said, you know, these things I used to do when I was little. The slinky, the watch, this kind of control I didn't have, but that's because we didn't have like any games or computers for a very, very long time. But you know, cassettes, VHS tapes, this happened to me many times. I did have this kind of headphones, definitely. We did have this kind of camera as well, but when I was little, we didn't use it anymore. We had a more modern one. But yeah, the film and everything, it's just so many things that I remember from my childhood. And I don't know if I can show you if it's shiny or not, since we have the thing casting the shadow. It doesn't seem to be like this, but maybe that's just because of, yeah, something being in the way. But yeah, I had the lights on in the beginning and then I turned them off, and either way I was seeing everything just fine. You can see all of the different sizes and shapes of the prongs that really make Clementoni cut so much, I don't want so much better, I don't want to say, but so great. So yeah, it's just a fun puzzle, definitely. I did want to do a Clementoni panorama for a video, but then I realized that I would probably have to extend the table or you wouldn't see like the bottom of it or something. So I thought, well, it's better for my filming setup if I just do a regular one. And this one seemed like fun to me to show you and to do with you. Okay, so I think that is going to be everything. I don't know if I forgot to mention something. The dust, yeah, pretty much no dust. As far as how it holds together, not great. Like, I think now that it's finished, I could do a pickup, but when I was moving the things around, I had to be like really careful to move a whole section that I had done somewhere, but I could do it. It didn't fall apart. I didn't have to rebuild the whole thing again. So you can do it, you just have to be very careful. It's not like super solid, but it does kind of hold. And yeah, if you just pick it up now, I think it would be okay. It would hold. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to then have to land this big of a puzzle in such a small space perfectly, because then I would lose pieces if it fell to the side or something. Okay, so that is everything. I'm gonna show you one kitten that is helping me over here and the other kitten that is behind me on the other chair. Yeah, so I have helpers. That's probably why it went so fast. Okay, so that is going to be everything from me today. Let me know, especially if you are in the US, if you have Clementoni widely available or if it's just some specialty shops or something like that. I think it should be, right? Like, it's big enough company that it would be. And yeah, just leave me a comment. I love to read those. And that is going to be everything. Have a great day. Bye.